Please put your phones on silent, or you could shut it off. Mizmor leDavid, Adonai roi lo yechsor, b'nois deshe yarbitzeini, al mei menuchos yanaleini, nafshi yeshoivev, yahanecheini b'maglei tzedek, Oy leman shemoi gam ki yeleich begei tzalmoves lo yirara ki ato imodi shiftecha mishantecha Heimo Yinachamuni Taharoich Lefonai Shulchan Negetzoiroi Dishanta Bashem Roishi Koisi Revoya Achtoi v'chesed yidefuni kol yemei chayoi ve'eshavti beveis Adonai li'orech yamim. A psalm by David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He revives my soul. He directs me in the path of righteousness for the sake of his name. Even if I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they will comfort me. You will prepare a table before my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil. My cup is full. Only goodness and kindness shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord for many, many long years. Shir la'ma'aloi seheso einai elehorim eyayin yavo yezri ezri me'yim Adonai yoisei shomayim v'oretz Al yiten lamoid laglecho, al yonim shemrecho. Hinei lo yanum velo yishon, shoymei Yisroel. Adonai shemrecho, Adonai tzilchol yad yeminecho. Yoimam hashemesh lo yakeko, ve'yoreh yachbaloilo. Adonai yishmarcho mikol ra, yishmor voires nafshecha. Adonai yishmar etzeischa uvoyecha, me'ata v'yad olam. A song of ascent. I lift my eyes to the mountains. From where will my help come? My help will come from the Lord, maker of heaven and earth. He will not let your foot falter. Your guardian does not slumber. Indeed, the guardian of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. The Lord is your guardian. The Lord is your protective shade at your right hand. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will guard you from all evil. He will guard your soul. The Lord will guard your going and your coming from now and from all time. These are two psalms that I had the merit in the last couple of hours of Musya's life to sing it together with the family, to say the final prayers, and it is unique and indeed a very, very special moment. We are here to pay our final respects to a cherished mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, beloved aunt and good friend to many. Musya Popakh and Musya Popakh. It is apropos that the weekly portion that we start reading today, come in, is Lech Lecha. Lech Lecha is where God turns to Avram and says, Go from your birthplace, from your homeland, and go to the land that I will show you. At this moment, God is turning to Musya and says, Lech Lecha. It's time to go to your final destination. But really, as we're reading in the stories now in the book of Genesis and Bereshis, there's many stories. The Genesis of the Jewish people, the Genesis of the world. And as we recall the story of a mother, a grandmother, a great-grandmother, who had to go Lech Lecha, born in Moscow in Russia, where it was very difficult to be a Jew. It was difficult to be a human being in a sense. In such a place, in the hellish regime of the former Soviet Union, and yet, for a mother to work hard, growing up in poverty, working very hard to be able to provide, getting sick at a young age, and finally the other step of Lech Lecha, where Hashem turns to them, it's time to leave their birthplace, to leave Russia, and to come to America with a couple of dollars in their pocket to be able to build something for their family, for their children. A woman that went through fighting cancer a couple of times. And yet, as Sonia and Vadim told me, she was always giving. She always liked to feed people. Like Avraham Avinu in this week's portion again. Abraham, our forefather, who had an open home, open from four sides to be able to feed so many people. This is inherent in general in the people who are gathered here today. You know, today in America, it is very difficult. People want everything for free. Our sages tell us that Abraham, as he was going from Mesopotamia to Israel, he saw the people in his homeland, that they were sitting and enjoying life, not really working, and he said, I don't want to be part of this. But when he came towards the Holy Land, towards Israel, he saw them pruning in the time of pruning, and he totally saw them plowing in the season of plowing, and he said, God, I want to have a portion in this land. And indeed Hashem, God told him, to your children, I will give this land. Which means, this family, a family that comes with nothing, but yet they cherish to partner with God Almighty. God inherently put within us that we want to partner with Him. We don't want to sit at home and just be a couch potato. We want to be a partner with God to work. And she worked as much as she was able to. And even afterwards, when she's here and living with the family, always hosting, always trying to, as Sonia told me, trying to be there for the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren. She wanted to take care of Marina and Sergei's children at the last stages of her life. That shows a person that always wants to make others feel better. Because that is inherent with a yid, inherent with human beings, that we want to go out of our way to be able to help and to partner with God. As I was sitting and just thinking about the tremendous schuz, the tremendous merit that a grandmother has, that she has a daughter who has now other children. One little seed, as Avraham Avinu started it all, Abraham and Sarah having a child, going and giving for the next generation and the next generation. It is building in an entire world. leaving a place to be able to make it better, to come to a world that is free. In other words, free, that we're able to express our Yiddishkeit. Although she grew up in a more religious home, and here it was a little more difficult, but Baruch Hashem, having the tremendous chus, tremendous merit to marry Sonia's daughter and bringing the children and coming to service, she is walking away now with the hands and the feet, her loving extension that will continue to prosper both spiritually and physically in such a way that is unbelievably holy and unbelievable merit for this neshama. As we always say, Zol zayin a gute better. It goes both ways. Our sages tell us in Yiddishkeit, in Judaism, for the most part, we are a religion that really loves life. We don't speak about death so much. There's other religions who try to do certain things because they think they'll receive 72 pies of pizza when they come up in heaven. But in our religion, we focus on the here and the right now, of how we could be a better person, be a better father, a better mother, a better husband, a better son, a better daughter. But yet, at the moment when God decides 74 years in this beautiful world, then the intricacies of Judaism when it comes to death, we have to be sad. The Torah tells us we have to be sad. We can't just say, well, it's good for now we can move on. No, it is we stop. Life stops for a moment, for a few moments. There's the Shiva, there's before the burial, and then there is the 7-day period, and then there's the 30-day period, and then there's the full year. We say Kaddish 11 months, and then up until a year for parents, we still mourn. At the same time, the Torah tells us we can't overdo it. We have to continue in life afterwards because we believe, and we know it from all our parents and grandparents and great-grandparents, that life continues because the soul lives on. The soul doesn't die. It is only the facade, it is only the physical aspects that we cannot hug and kiss and hold the hands and talk with her like the family did lovingly, even the last moments, and I was able to see that she was able to hear, and how she wanted that few drops of water the last few minutes. That represents life. And Sonia and the family were so caring, going to her 6 weeks every single day in the hospital, being there for her. That's what a mother does, and that's what children do for each other. Mother does it for child, and child does it for mother. And now, the mother, Musya, needs all of us to be able to continue, that the soul should be able to continue. Because at the moment of death, although the soul lives on, the soul cannot perform any mitzvahs, any good deeds. In the next world, as one rabbi said, you can only bring along receipts. You cannot bring along any physical objects to try to make it better there. What we do here is what we bring along as the receipt of the good deeds that we did in this world. So how does the soul continue to prosper there? It is through the extension. Through our children and our grandchildren, great-grandchildren. That's how a soul is able, as we say, the neshama should have an aliyah. The neshama should grow, should ascend from level to level. How does that happen? When the loved ones make sure that Kaddish is said for her. When they light candles and they have her in mind. And when the children, the grandchildren put on tefillin. And so every single small step that we do, at that moment, it is a moment of tremendous delight for this neshama. So it is the paradox of Yiddishkeit, this unbelievable paradox. On one hand, we have to do what we need to do, and it's very painful. But at the same time, we know that we're able to continue being there for our loved ones. I just want to mention this story because I know sometimes in life we have certain regrets. People say, I could have done more. I could have done a little more for my mother, been there a little more. Maybe this would have helped. In life, we have to remember that we are human beings. There was a boy that came to the Lubavitcher Rebbe of blessed memory, a teenager, and he said, why is it so difficult? Why can't I be like an angel? Everything is perfect. no issues, no struggles. And the Rebbe responded and said, what do you like to do in your free time? He says, I'm an artist. He likes to draw. So the Rebbe said, what's the difference between a painting that you painted versus a picture that's taken with a camera and developed? He says, what do you mean? This is the Rebbe says, but the picture that you take with a camera is perfect. Every detail is there. Versus when you paint a picture, depending on the skills of the artist, but it's not 100%, 1,000,000% like you take a picture. But which one is more expensive, the Rebbe said? Which one sells, of course, from a good artist, could sell for millions of dollars, versus a picture you develop back in those days. You go to Costco or some other place and you develop it for a couple of dollars. He said, what's the difference? Because in the picture that's drawn, you put in your heart, you put in your soul, you put in your ingenuity. It's not just you take a picture with a camera. So the Rebbe said that's the difference between an angel and human beings. Angels are picture perfect. Everything they do, they're programmed. What God programmed and puts into their program, that's what they do. They can't make a mistake. Human beings, we are not perfect. We try our best. We did our best. The family did the best to be able to preserve the dignity of a beautiful, beautiful mama, a Yiddish mama, a grandmother, a great-grandmother, and therefore we have to feel content in what we did, but never to stop, to always to be able to continue on the next level. So may Hashem help that as we believe, and we say it every day in the prayers, we believe in Tchias HaMesim, the resurrection of the dead. We hope and pray that very soon, Musya, together with her beloved husband, Yuri, and the other family members, those who are not here with us physically anymore, should be reunited with us with the coming of Mashiach in the third temple in Jerusalem, and the family will be able to say to them, Re'u gedulim shegadalnu, look at the precious children that we have raised in a free America, which might be sometimes a little more difficult. They're raising it in the former Soviet Union. Today, there's other challenges. We'll be able to say to her that we did the best we could, and we'll come and dance together, the entire family, in Yerushalayim, speedily in our days. To be able to really describe a life of a beloved mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, what I'm going to say does not do any justice, really, although I did, Baruch Hashem, get the merit to meet her by the wedding and other times when we put up the mezuzahs, and I did speak to her a few times, but certainly it is the grandchildren that the apple of her eye that could really describe what a grandmother meant to them. So I would like to ask Marina to come and say a few words from the heart.
Since the day I was born, since the day that my siblings were born, and my children, she was there. She has, this is so hard, but she has raised us to be the best that we can be. And I remember that she always taught me how to love, how to cherish moments that we've made and the memories that we've made. She was always smiling. She would always pick me up after school. I remember as a child with my brother when he was very little. And we would come home and she would always say, you have to eat something. Please eat something. No matter how full I was from lunch, because we would have lunch late and leave school at 2:30 and be home at 3 o'clock. I was still very full. She would always say, you have to eat. If I didn't eat, her feelings would be hurt. So I never wanted to hurt her feelings, so I just shut up and ate. So I remember she would always teach me how to be a woman, just like my mother has taught me, and how to take care of, my brother and take care of things around the house. And she always cared. She always wanted to make other people happy in her own ways, as she would, she would help clean, she would help serve. She was an amazing cook. She cooked a lot. And she would always make crepes. She was the best at making crepes. And I'll never forget that. And she was just a wonderful person. And I know that even though she might not be physically here, I know that she's here somewhere watching over. And I know now she's not in pain, and now she's with my grandfather and the dear God. So I just want to, say thank you for all your condolences and just for everything. And please just remember, life is short, and she lived through 74 years of seeing her oldest get married and seeing her great-grandchildren being born. And to me, that meant a lot. And I'm happy that she got to see that and got to spend some time with them, because that means a lot in my heart. So, thank you.
Thank you, Marina. I'd like to ask Max to come and say a few words.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming first off. It means a lot to see all of you here. My grandma was very caring, very loving. She played a big role in all of mine and my siblings' lives from the very beginning. She helped raise me, Marina, and Ariel, and I'm sure she would have helped out with Yana and Sammy. In a very large way, she was. Also she raised my mom. Couldn't have asked for a better mom. She's in a better place now. She's no longer in pain, and I just want to say, Babushka, I love you and I miss you. Rest in peace.
Colleague of mine, before we do the memorial service, memorial prayer, should I mention to one more? Sure. What's her name? Ellen. A niece, please.
Добрый день, дорогие друзья. Я племянница, самая близкая. Мусина, кто-то знает, меня кто-то нет. К сожалению, сегодня нам пришлось с моей мамой прилететь в этот печальный день, быть здесь со всей нашей семьей. И я хочу начать говорить о моей любимой тете с высказывания царя Соломона. «Всему свой час и время всякому делу под небесами. Время родиться, время умирать. Время разрушать, время строить. Время разбрасывать камни, время собирать камни. Время молчать и время говорить». Вот сегодня время говорить. Говорить об этой прекрасной женщине, моей самой любимой тете, самой красивой. Вы ее, к сожалению, узнали уже довольно-таки больным человеком. Но я вам хочу сказать, что она, когда шла по Москве, мужчины всегда оборачивались на нее. Она работала, как сейчас говорят, хёрстилистом, она была парикмахером, работала в центре Москвы. Ее работа заключалась в том, чтобы делать всех женщин, которые приходили к ней и любили ее безумно, делать красивыми. Свою работу она знала на отлично. Сама она всегда выглядела необыкновенно. И ее прически, ее, как она себя делала себе мейкап, как она вообще выходила в люди, это нужно было просто видеть, это была красавица. Она и сейчас была красивой женщиной, и, уходя, осталась ею, такой же прекрасной, такой же красивой. Дом всегда был открыт для всех. Вот кто бы ни обратился, кто бы ни пришел, свои, чужие, Муся с Юрой всегда были готовы помочь. Самим было трудно, но они никогда не останавливались. Если люди протягивали руку помощи, они никогда в ней не отказывали никому. Мусенька была больным человеком по жизни, но она была очень мужественной и пережила тяжелейшую эмиграцию. Кто близко знает эту семью, знает эту всю историю. Как, приехав в Америку, она попала сразу на операционный стол, как ей было трудно и тяжело. Последние годы, последние 9 лет после ухода ее мужа, Юрочки нашего, она немножко поменялась со своей дочерью ролями. Соня стала для нее мамой, а Муся стала ее дочерью, капризной, упрямой, веселой, с юмором. Она была необыкновенной бабушкой, необыкновенной прабабушкой. Она была прекрасной тетей. Я очень счастлива, что за последние годы она смогла побывать у нас в Калифорнии, смогла покупаться в нашем Тихом океане. Она ходила и бегала по берегу в Санта-Барбаре, как маленький ребенок, задирала юбку, брызгала ногами в разные стороны по воде. Это нужно было просто видеть, какой она получала кайф от всего этого. Она вот была таким взрослым ребенком по жизни. Она очень любила делать шопинги, она любила покупать себе красивые вещи, яркие, может быть, даже не по возрасту, но это было ее. Она жила этим, ей это нравилось, это доставляло удовольствие. И в эти моменты, видимо, она забывала о своих болях, о своих проблемах. И, наверное, это каждой женщине полезно делать, а ей было особенно. Она всегда оставалась модницей, красавицей, с большим чувством юмора. Конечно, очень трудно поверить в то, что ее больше не будет с нами. Но человек живет до тех пор, пока о нем помнят. Сейчас будет очень сложно с ее самым близким. Будет сложно ее дочери, которая как на работу ходила каждый день в госпиталь, была всегда рядом, которая слышала ее вздохи, ее, как она спит, слышала, как спит, подходила, смотрела. Это была ее работа. Очень трудно привыкнуть жить без этого, но это очень нужно. Трудно будет ее внукам, потому что бабушка у них была действительно замечательная. И когда выходят такие взрослые внуки и говорят такие добрые, теплые слова, ты понимаешь, что жизнь прожита не зря. Спи спокойно, наша дорогая, любимая, наша красавица. Она даже ушла, как во сне. Такая же красивая, ни единой морщины на лице. Ни единой. Спи спокойно, пусть земля тебе будет пухом. Царствие небесное. Тебя там ждут твои самые близкие, дорогие люди. Ты навсегда останешься в наших сердцах. Мы очень тебя любим и помним.
Thank you so much. I couldn't understand, but I know certainly that she described a beautiful aunt. And I hope that by Yana's Bas Mitzvah and Sam's Bar Mitzvah, I should be able to understand. I'm able to say a few words in Russian too. They'll teach me. The only thing I did understand was in the center of Moscow. Something about the center of Moscow. But I do want to say that I was there 3 times in Moscow. And the fact that what's going on over there in the Jewish community is a proof about the authenticity of Torah and the immortality of the Jewish people. 100 years ago, you would say, you're going to go fight Trotsky, Lenin, Stalin, Yamach Shemam V'Zichram. If you picked up your hand, you did anything, you were sent to the Gulag. Today, we see that they're in the Wikipedia, and the Jews are celebrating lighting the menorah by the Red Square, and kids singing Niet, niet, nikavo, kromni boga atnavo, ay, 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 ay. That means Yiddishkeit is alive. And that's what I turn to Sonia, Vadim, Marina, and Sergi, Max, Ariel, Yana, Yael, Shemuel, Shimon, Samuel, and the rest of the beloved and the aunt, the niece, the beloved family. I heard from a colleague of mine, he walked in just like I did, last moments of a person's life in New York. He was a Holocaust survivor, and he was still able to converse, and he asked him, how did you do it? How did you survive? He was in Auschwitz for many, many months. He said, the moment before my mother was ripped away from me, she turned to me and said, Yankel, just remember that even though I won't be here with you physically, I will always be behind the scenes, and I will cheer and to try to always fight for you behind the curtains. She said to him that we as the Jewish people have been doing, each and every one of us, there's a time when we have to get up on stage to do our performance. It means when we have to make a difficult decision about life, difficult decision about what the right thing to do, difficult decision to marry the right person. She said, I'm going to be behind the scenes and to make sure to support you. So their family, though Mama, she's not here physically, but she'll always be there behind the scenes and to cheer you on, to tell you, do the right thing. Even when it's difficult, fight and keep fighting. And it will be the moment when we will get up and all the people, millions of Jews, together from the last 3,500 years, will come on stage at the end of the big play when Mashiach will come, and they will all do the big bow. Because all of us will be part of this beautiful, beautiful scenery and beautiful play that each and every one of us has been integral to the beautiful play that Hashem has started from the moment of creation, continued from Sinai up until this very moment in Cleveland, Ohio. We will rise for the memorial service. I just want to mention that the family will receive visitation today at 5 o'clock. At the Jubilee Party Room, 26915 Chardon Road in Richmond Heights, and tomorrow evening between 6 and 9 at the residence of Sonia Schulman. El mole rachamim shoychein mamro boimim hametzei menucha nechoino al kanefei ashchino b'ma'aloi sagdoishim utohoirim kezohar horoki amazirim Es nishmas Musya Basre Bavrom She'alcha le'olamo Ba'avur shenod v'tzedoko ba'dasko v'ras nishmoso Began Eden tihei menuchaso Lochein Malarachamim, Yastirei Besefer Knofov, Leolamim, Vitzroi Bitzroi Rachayim, Es Nishmasa, Adoinai Unachaloso, Vesonuach HaMishkova Beshovo Voloim, Venoemar, Amen. O God, full of compassion, who dwells on high, grant true rest upon the wings of the Shekhinah, divine presence, in the exalted spheres of the holy and pure, who shine as the resplendence of the firmament, to the soul of Musya, Basreb Avram, and Sorah Riva, who has gone to her supernal world, for charity has been donated in remembrance of her soul. May her place of rest be in Gan Eden. Therefore, may the all-merciful one shelter her with the cover of his wings forever, and bind her soul in the bond of life. The Lord is her heritage. May she rest in her resting place in peace. And let us say, Amen.